morning, happy Tuesday. I'm in my car. I just got back from the gym. It is 6:56, so Julia and I are starting to go to the gym together. I just got a gym membership at Cola yesterday with my mom, so yeah, that's gonna be a thing. We're gonna try and go every morning, every single day, except for probably Sunday. And that's it. Today we did arms and abs, so upper body stuff. Yeah, and then also today I have to go to Manhattan to finalize the ending of my apartment. I have to give over the keys and they have to do inspections and all that stuff, so that'll be fun. Hello, welcome back to my car. This is kind of annoying. I got a haircut. I got out of my, I just had my apartment inspected so that I could move out, and it took 2 seconds. My move out lease, I expected this, but I also wanted to make time for it, and it's just, yeah. My apartment move out lease said that it was gonna take an hour, and we got there and the guy was like, okay, and he walked through my apartment and then he was like, cool, any problems? I was like, no, I don't think so. And he goes, okay, well, let me give you your keys, goodbye. And I was like, this took 15 minutes, not even 5 minutes. And I allotted an hour for this. So now I don't know what to do. Fun. I realized why I never explained why I'm trying to kill time. JD is gonna meet me in Manhattan, so yeah, but he's supposed to meet me at 6 or something. I don't actually know, but so I have so much time to kill. So I'm just going everywhere, literally everywhere, to kill time. It's Wednesday. I went to the gym this morning, and I also went to my Nana's house for breakfast, and she had a little present for Princess. She gave me a little car seat for her, so that was super nice, and I really appreciate that. This week I wanted to give an update on my car anxiety. So some of you know that I rolled my car off the interstate and got a compression fracture in my neck almost 2 years ago. Not quite, but almost. It happened in November of 2017. So yeah, and I was fine for the first couple months, for the first probably 2. And then late January, mid-February hit, and for some reason I all of a sudden got a lot of car anxiety. I had a hard time driving above 50, and I would hyperventilate. I would not drive when it was windy. I had trouble just, driving quickly at all. So the interstate, the highway were hard for me. I guess if you don't know, I should explain. I was on a trip to Salina from Topeka, and it was a windy day. I drove a Honda Pilot, which is a very boxy looking SUV. The wind blew me off to the side, and I panicked, and I overcorrected, and I swerved down the highway for a little bit. I thought maybe if I swerved hard enough, I could maybe flip the car and have it slide on its side, because at that point I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it straight. I was hitting the brakes, and the thing is that what happened is very I'm missing a few things in my memory from that, probably just because I never was unconscious at any point. So it's probably just my brain is protecting me, but from that point I do remember going off of the interstate. I remember tumbling once, And from then I don't remember anything else. They said I probably flipped 2 or 3 times. I went like 175 feet off the road down a hill and totaled the car, like this. I remember some people stopped, it was quite a few people stopped to try and help me. I obviously did not have my priorities straight because I asked those people if they could find my wallet and my phone. I needed my phone so I could call my mother, and I said I needed my wallet so that I could show them that I have a driver's license and that I have insurance on my car and all of that. So obviously my priorities weren't like on straight. I honestly don't remember necessarily what happened after that. I don't even remember calling my mom, and I also called JD first. Like I called them both first, and then I don't remember anything. Apparently I talked to a police officer, but I remember being in the ambulance and calling mom and JD a second time. And then from then on, like after the ambulance, like after getting into the ER at Geary County, I remember the rest of it pretty clearly. I ripped a bunch of hair out of my scalp because it got caught in my seatbelt. I also have like scars where there was glass lodged into my hands. I remember there being like glass shards in my clothing, and we had to like either cut off or like carefully take off all of my clothing, and they took me to the Geary County Hospital, and then they transferred me an hour trip to a Topeka hospital, and I spent the night there, and I was put in a C-collar and let go the next day. But it was quite terrifying, and I still have trouble driving in certain conditions. I went to a counselor. I first got a counselor in like February because I wanted help having confidence to drive again, and trying to find ways to combat that fear. And the thing is, I still have it, but I've found ways to help that fear, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. But yeah, when I drive on the interstate, I have Princess. She is good to drive with, and she's good to when I'm like in the car with somebody. Usually it's JD driving on long trips, but if Princess is there, it's super helpful. She is super calming, and she's a really lovely emotional support animal for me. She's that is the main reason I got her, is for like long car trips and things like that. But also she's helpful in other situations that of course I've talked about, with other anxiety and like other issues with like body dysmorphia and that kind of stuff. But what I've found is if I cannot have Princess in the car with me, I have specific CDs in my car that help a lot. Basically any CD that I know the songs well enough that I can belt them over the sound of my car, because my biggest problem currently is the sound that the wind hitting my car makes. Sometimes my car like whistles when it's super windy, and that is truly terrifying. I don't know if you've ever experienced that electricity like fear that starts in your heart and it goes down into your stomach and makes you super nauseous, but that's what the wind sound in my car makes me feel. But that's fun. But I try to blast the music over that, or I try to sing over that if I can, and that way I can't hear that that wind on my car, because that is my biggest issue. And sometimes I'm gonna readjust. Sometimes I when I was with my counselor, she was telling me I need to figure out like affirmations for myself, and so sometimes I do like reassure myself like, it's okay, I'm okay, I can do this, I know how to do this. Sometimes that works, and these are just several options that I use because usually one option does not work universally for me, so I have to find different things, which is a common rule for any kind of issue mentally, is that you just have to work with multiple things and use what works in that moment. And these are the things that I use at certain times, but I don't always use just like as my go-to. Sometimes I do breathing exercises, not like what you would think, like, you know, like those cliche like pregnancy ones, or the like no, I do more of like a into and out to and into and out to make sure I'm not hyperventilating when things like that are happening, because once I start hyperventilating, then I start, you know, not being able to see as well, or getting dizzy, and that can lead to a whole slew of issues that we don't want while we're driving 70 miles per hour in the interstate. So those are the few things that I use currently. And they seem to work for the most part. I think the only times where I have not really found anything that can help me yet is when I'm driving and it's raining, because I don't have depth perception, so all I can see is the rain, and I can't see the road at all when it's raining, and it's truly terrifying. So most of the time I either pull off to the side or I just put on my warning lights and drive like 40 miles per hour. But I have not figured out anything that helps. Oh, I also, sometimes I count. I usually count up to 1,000 if I can get that far. And then I'll start over again. I don't like going above 1,000 because it's kind of just tedious. But anyway, those are the things that I use while I'm driving. I have gotten better in the last year and a half, a little over, which is great. I didn't ever think that I would heal as quickly as I did. I also wanted to update you on the move that I just made to Topeka. I am living in Topeka probably until January, so I am temporarily back in my old room for now so that I can work and save money and all that kind of business. But I have most of my stuff in here and laid out. The only thing that I'm missing is like one of my cubbies, and the vanity is missing. And I'm also missing, I had a whole bag of hangers, and so I'm missing some of my hangers. So I have a bunch of clothes just over on this chair. I'll show you in a second. But I wanted to give you a quick little update on my room in Topeka. So I haven't quite figured out where I'm putting Princess's bed and stuff. I haven't fully figured all that business out. This is probably where the vanity is gonna go, which is why I have all of my vanity things down there, except for Princess's cage, of course, is not gonna go there. But yes, this is not my mirror, but this is a mirror that my mom got and that was here when I got here. So that is fun. Yeah, that's that pile of clothes that I have no idea what to do with. And I have my giant TV because JD's using my small TV right now in Abilene and in Manhattan, so I'm using my big giant TV. And then there's the fish and Strudel, Princess's wardrobe, and all of her stuff up top. There's some junk like right here because I just don't know what to do with it, like the hamster bedding and Princess's food and all that business. I have my computer over here that I edit with. Those I used to have in my old room, and I didn't bring them to Manhattan, just because they don't necessarily match my vibe, but my mom was nice enough to put them up so that the room wasn't barren. This is my bed. I got a new, well, my mom got me a new bed set, so it's this, and it's just got this cute little detailing on it, and I'm not putting my dresser in here, so I have this, which is technically an entertainment system. Whoop, that was the wrong door. Technically an entertainment system, but I have placed my like pajamas and sweatshirts and t-shirts in there. And then also there's a little section down here that I have like all my bottoms and my bras, and then some like swimsuits and some underwear in the little backs. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my room right now. Today's been super uneventful, except for the fact that I got this. It's like an audition outfit. It's like a power suit though. It's like a jumpsuit. So I figured it would be cute with like a bright belt, and it makes me look taller. Other than that, I am going to the gym today at like 3. We've been going to the gym later for the last 2 days. Because Julia's had stuff, and I've just been trying to move my Sim family into a new house not all day, but it's been for like the last 2 or 3 hours, I don't know. Okay. Ooh, different angle. What was I gonna say? It just went. I have,